Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I want to wish everyone a happy new year's and I know I'm a little late, but I'm hoping that everyone started off the new year strong and that they continue strong throughout the rest of the year. With that being said, I know when the new year hits we all have new year's resolution. One of mine this year was to post content more regularly on my Instagram and my YouTube channel that I find meaningful, purposeful, I'm passionate about, and also things that inspire me and hopefully will inspire you all that are watching. So I get really motivated by like motivational Monday videos on YouTube. So I wanted to do like a mental health Monday. So I'm starting a series called Let's Talk About Mental Health. And each Monday there'll be a different topic. So if I sound a little nasally, it's because I've been kind of sick, but y'all, I am determined to film this video and to stay on plan, hold true to my word. So I just had to do it. I just had to push through. So let's talk about mental health. So this week's topic is the importance of healthy relationships. Whew. Child, I know that that is an important thing with people when it comes to the new year. It's new me. I'm sorry, what's it saying? New year, new me. They leaving all the old people behind. They getting rid of people. 2018 didn't show who people really was. Yada yada yada. All this stuff that they say, y'all. So, I just feel like that's a great topic, and as I've gotten older, I really have seen the importance of healthy relationships, and I really seen the difference in what a healthy relationship is and what a toxic one is. I know some stuff, but toxic bonds, they will affect you mentally, physically, and spiritually, and just affect your overall quality of life eventually. And it can sneak up on you. But if that's the only thing that you've ever known, then it can be a little bit challenging for you to kind of recognize those relationships. So for the purpose of this video, I have broke down relationships into just three categories. Just one is romantic, two is friendships, three is family. It's not in any order. Obviously, you can do like coworkers or other stuff like that. But just for this purpose, I think that those are just the main three that I would like to focus on. So disclaimer. There is no right or wrong in a relationship. It's not for me or for anybody to tell me how you should live your life. But it's just to know that you're practicing self-care, that you're living your best life, and relationships are such a huge part of it. So you may see love differently, you may see family differently, you may see friendships differently, but whatever makes you feel whole and complete inside, and whatever makes you feel healthy inside, not what other people, not what your family deems is healthy, not as what I deem is healthy, whatever you deem is healthy and makes you feel complete and happy is a healthy relationship. So I just want that to be a disclaimer. So in this video, I decided to break it down into four things: how to determine how a relationship is healthy or unhealthy for you. Okay, so number one, I'm sorry, I'm looking down this, but I have to, y'all. The relationship does not match your values, beliefs, or harms you or other people in some way. And that could be emotionally, spiritually, or physically. So when I say that, we'll use a romantic relationship for an example. If you are the kind of person that you are traditional, you want to get married one day and have children, and you continue to date people that don't like commitment, don't want to have kids, like to talk to multiple people at one time, like to sleep with multiple people at one time, that those two things don't align. Like your values and belief system does not align. And then the part that comes in that's harmful, that person wants to live their life how they want to live it, and you want to live yours differently. So if that person is continually talking to a whole bunch of people, not wanting to commit with you, and you're hoping that one day that you guys are going to you're hoping that one day in your life you're going to get married and have kids, and that's what your plan is, and you're talking to this person, then their actions are harmful to you eventually. Okay, number two, your relationships don't fulfill you emotionally or spiritually. Whew, that is a good one. I'll say, for example, if you feel that you want more in-depth intellectual conversations with your significant other, um, or your friendships, you guys tend to only talk about like superficial things, but you're looking for something a little bit more in depth, like I said, or more intellectual or a little bit more emotional, then that would mean you're really not fulfilled by your bonds or your interactions that you're having with people. And I'll use myself for example. So when I was younger, I was like really into like makeup and hair and drinking and crazy stuff like that. And as I got like more into it myself, not saying that I'm not into those things now, but that's just, I didn't really think that much on an emotional level. So when I got to a point to where I kind of wanted to kind of talk about more intellectual things or more in depth that wasn't superficial, it was hard for me to have those conversations with the people that I had bonds with currently. Um, because they weren't used to me operating on that level. And then those people really didn't have that to offer to me. So eventually I had to make new bonds or kind of move away from those people naturally, because I just was operating on a different level at that point in time. Three, if you often feel emotionally drained, guilty, or obligated to be in that relationship with that person or those group of people. So when I say that, that's a really good one. I want to use a friend as an example, but I'm going to use myself as an example. Um, I have had bonds with people, whether it was family or friendships, even sometimes romantically, and it's got to a point where I felt that I was giving 110 and the person was giving like 20%. So I felt like I was giving all or nothing, and the person was just kind of just taking all that they could get and not really pouring anything back into our bond and into me at all. So I felt drained. Um, or it's been times with people, I would say like with friends or certain family members, where I felt obligated to kind of keep the relationship going with them. Um, but in all truth, I was like drained and kind of over the bond because it just wasn't healthy for me. So it's just like I was just kind of doing it because I was just like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the right thing to do. Um, that's a big red flag of an unhealthy relationship, is when you feel drained. And number four, our last one, and I thought this was a real good one, child, when I was writing my notes. Which I think this is a huge red flag too, but you often cut the person out of your life regularly. So when I mean cut them out, I mean, as we say, we put them on ice. We not fooling with them no more. That mean no texts, no calls, no DMs, no Facebook Messenger, no, anything you can imagine. You not kicking it with them. You not going to the club with them. You not doing anything. Like you putting them on ice for a few weeks. If you're doing that with the person every few weeks or 2 times a year, or if you known the person for 5 years and you didn't cut them out of your life probably like 4 or 5, that's a lot, y'all. Like, I mean, that's excessive. That's excessive. Like, I know I've had friendships where we stopped being friends, and then we like rekindle things. Um, or I've had like people that like like people I want, like that romantically, I guess you could say, and we kind of separated for a while or didn't speak, and then we would try to work things out or something like that. So, but it's just like, if it's just constant, like, because like I said before, if you're emotionally drained, if you feel obligated, if you feel like the relationship is superficial, or if the person is too drama filled, so you feel like you got to cut them out for like 2 to 3 weeks, or every other 6 months y'all into it and y'all not talking to each other. It's just like, it's like you kind of have to sit down and kind of just think about, is this a healthy relationship, and do I really want to be a part of this relationship anymore? Because I don't even really want to spend time with the person more than a few weeks before I don't want to take their texts and calls anymore. um so once again, another red flag. I think I'm gonna try to end off each video with like a food for thought, or just like with the reflection, because I'm really big on like meditation and reflecting. So while I was thinking about this topic, I was thinking about like naturally me as a person, how I've naturally outgrown relationships. Some of them they kind of ended smoothly, some of them did not. So I just thought to myself is that your relationships are a reflection of you. So sometimes, like I said, you could have just naturally outgrown them because you're growing as a person mentally, physically, and spiritually, or you are just looking at yourself in the mirror. And when I say that, if you feel like your friends are always in drama, or they're always gossiping, or um, they're always fighting, it's always so much like negativity around your friends, you could just be looking at yourself, you know. And so maybe if you are tired of seeing those things, it's really not a friendship problem, it's a you problem. Okay, so at that point in time, if you want to see change, you have to be the change you want to see. So it just comes to a point to whether you have to kind of sit down and look at yourself in the mirror and be okay with who you are, and be willing to change some things if you want to see something different in your life. So thank you everybody for joining me. I hope in 2019 that you are building healthy bonds, whether it's with family, friendships, or romantically. And join me again next Monday for Let's Talk About Mental Health. Bye, you guys. I'll see you soon.